Welcome back to the BraveCo podcast, men. Hey, before we get started, I want to ask you one quick question. Do you have a really clear plan to build a strong, capable, powerful leader that God's called you to be? If you don't, we have the course for you. It's our BraveCo Foundations of Masculinity and our Sexuality and Relationship course. These are free courses that we've created that you can literally go and sign up today. The best part of these is you get access to our community, right? So you can go, and if you want to run with other men who are crushing it in life, there's tons of guys there that you can jump into a course with, or we even have conferences and events that we do all year long that you can check out. But listen, I want you to go back and think about this. If you don't have a clear plan, if you don't have other guys that you're running with, if you don't have a clear pathway to how do I grow myself as a man? How do I step into my calling? What is my code, my ethos? What does it mean? How do I set healthy boundaries? How do I show up for my wife? How do I do emotion-based communication that creates deep connection in my family, in my marriage? Guys, we lay it out so simply for you. And honestly, I've seen so many men go through this and get complete healing on the other side. So we want to give that to you for free. You can go to braveco.org and sign up today. We live in a time where masculinity is shamed and men don't know what it means to be a man. As a pastor and counselor, I've spent the better part of my life equipping and training others. My goal with this show is to translate my hard-earned experience into tools and tactics to help you become stronger as a man. This is the BraveCo podcast. I'm your host, Jason Valentin. Welcome back to the BraveCo podcast, men. We are right in the middle, maybe the tail end of our addiction series. I hope you guys have really been enjoying it. We've had some cool dudes on here. If you haven't started from the beginning of our addiction series, just push pause on this one, save it, go back and start at the very beginning. But this week, I have one of my best friends, Ahab Alhindi, on here. And Ahab used to be a very large man, but he is still large, mostly just muscular. We're going to talk a lot about his life. We've had him on the podcast before. So if you have, if you've been a real devout, true BraveCo podcast follower, then you've seen Ahab before. If you haven't, you can scroll back through and listen to our podcast that we did together a while back. But Ahab's a man that I deeply respect. He owns a Chick-fil-A here in Redding. So once in a while we get free Chick-fil-A kicked down. This episode is actually sponsored by Chick-fil-A. It's not. But
will be now.
It will be now. yeah, putting pressure on. But Ahab, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man. I love doing this. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's great. I've taken the guys through what addiction is, which actually I'll just reiterate really quick, because the easiest way to explain an addiction is giving up the thing that you really want for a thing that you don't want, which I think is like the simplest explanation of addiction.
Yeah.
Is I really want to be in shape and healthy, but I'm out of shape. I'm consuming calories uncontrolled. My world's out of control. I really want to show up and be a great father, but I'm a workaholic. I really want to respect myself, but I'm disrespecting myself, looking at pornography or doing drugs, or right. So I'm giving up the thing that I really want for the thing that I don't really want. And so many men struggle with addiction in one form or another, whether it's overeating, alcohol, porn. I mean, the gamut, right?
Yeah.
Overworking is a massive one, because it's one that you can kind of get away with and be like, I have to provide for my family. I'm doing the good thing.
Yeah.
All the while, your family's like, we don't need more provision. We need you.
Yeah.
No, trust me. So we do this thing as men and human beings, but this is a podcast for men, where we get entangled, wrapped up into our addictions. And we've talked a lot about, again, what the addiction is, how the cycle forms, what that cycle is, what happens in our brain during when we're stuck in addiction, and how to break some of that cycle. You have a really cool story in that you used to be really overweight. due to stress and other things that we'll talk about.
Yeah.
And then you made a really incredible journey out. And I love your perspective on and how you really treated yourself and how you accomplished success in this area. And so I wanted to bring you in and have this conversation with you. But just for everyone's sake, would you take us back a bit to what was life like a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
And how did you get to the point where you were overweight and then what was the turning point for you? And we'll ask you some more questions around that.
Yeah. I think, getting like when I got married, I had lost a bunch of weight. I got down to like 240 pounds.
Dude, marriage will do that.
Well,
It'll also make you go the other way.
yeah, well, cause like, it was like all pre-wedding prep,
Were you working out or?
I was,
Okay.
yeah. I did like P90X
Yeah,
and,
dude. That stuff's legit.
it is legit.
Yeah.
And then I was running a lot, back then. Yeah. I started running with Chris Overstreet on
Oh
the,
my
on the river
Yes.
trail at 340 pounds.
Wow.
Dude, that guy, he had no mercy, dude. No mercy.
He's a savage.
He is a savage. And, and I lost a good amount of weight. I did a really good job. And then we bought our first business, and then the stress of,
Restaurant business?
yeah, it was, we bought like a mom and pop coffee shop. And, and we were really poor. So we were like living out of the coffee shop, not physically living there, but like
Yeah.
eating like that was our 3 meals a day. Um, and I just, the stress of like working like 6 a.m. to sometimes 10 p.m., 6, 7 days a week, it just wore on me.
Yeah.
And, I found myself getting up to about 290 pounds, and I was about 34% body fat, and just really unhealthy.
Yeah.
It kind of hit like this pivotal moment, because I had to have my gallbladder removed,
Oh, yeah.
because I was having gallstones.
Dude, I remember that.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like this wake up moment for me. Like, I can't live like this anymore. Like, I was 42 at the time, and I'm like, is this going to be what my life is like? Or
Mhm.
I'm going to have surgeries and have to get on medication and
Diabetes,
yeah,
all that.
all
Yeah.
this stuff. I'm like, I'm in my 40s now.
Yeah.
I can't play.
Yeah. It's true. It's real.
There's no more
Yeah.
margin for error.
Yeah.
And so I went to the BraveCo shooting school, the one we did in Wyoming. And I remember just being around the group of guys and asking them for prayer for anxiety. And I just remember coming down the mountain with Andrew, and we were talking about like, man, like something's different. I could just sense something different. And going into work and coming home, going into work. And I remember,
Did you own Chick-fil-A at this time?
at this time I owned the Chick-fil-A on
Yeah.
Hilltop. And, and I remember like someone would come up with a problem, and before I would answer, I was waiting for something, and then that kept on happening. And I was like, what is that? And I realized I was waiting for like a tightness in my chest. Cause like anxiety was like, with every question, I was getting anxiety. I was getting like this tightness in my chest, and coming home, there was no more of it.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, this is weird. And I had made this decision. Like, once I have the surgery, I'm just going to do something for my health. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm just going to do something. And so once I got cleared by the doctor to like start working out, I started just going to the gym 1 day a week. And I put myself on a calorie deficit of, I just said, I'm just going to eat 2,500 calories a day. I'm going to work out 1 day a week.
How'd you track that?
There's like
a Lose It app?
there's like, yeah, like it was, I think at the time I was using MyFitnessPal or something
Okay.
like that.
Yeah.
And so I did that, and I tracked everything. I allowed myself to eat whatever I wanted.
Okay.
So if I wanted a spicy chicken sandwich, I ate a spicy chicken sandwich. It just went into the app. And then when I was at 2,500, I just said, I can't eat anymore.
Done.
I'm done for the day. And so after a while, I started getting like a little bit smarter and not eating quite as much crap, because I was like, man, I'm hungry.
Yeah. I could eat one thing of this or 12 of these.
Yes, exactly.
I'm going to eat 12 of these.
If I eat the grilled chicken,
Yeah.
I can actually have like 8 ounces of chicken
Yeah, it's
instead of
true.
like one fillet. And so I started just like, and so I started doing that 1 day a week at the gym. And honestly, I wasn't very productive. I wasn't like good at it, but it was something. I was just counting it, right?
Yeah.
And then a lot of the reason I didn't like jump into more working out is I just didn't have I didn't my life did not revolve around it.
Yeah.
So I could have like slashed all my meetings, like uplifted my life and just go, I'm working out 5 days a week. I have done that in the past. And what usually happens is I'll get moderate level of like success
Yeah.
and then I'll quit.
Yeah.
Cause I'll be like, well, I look, these pants fit better or
Yeah.
this shirt looks better on me. And, and so going the slower route it was really cool because I gave myself time to build it into my life and make it more of a pattern.
Yeah.
Um, and instead of just kind of going, I'm going to change, like I am guilty of being all or nothing.
Dude, me too.
it's like, if I'm working out, I'm working out 5 days a week.
Yeah.
I'm going to be, and my diet's going to be this. And then,
I
but
think
this
that's the story of a lot of men's lives
totally
is all or nothing. And we do all and then
and
nothing
then
and
nothing.
all and then nothing and vacillate between these worlds. And really at the end of the day, you go nowhere.
It's true. You make this moderate level of progress in that season of,
Yeah.
but what you haven't made is the pattern in your life to be successful.
Yeah.
And so I slowly, like I said, okay, I can work out on Mondays. My meetings don't start till like 10. So I can like take my kids to school, go into the gym, get a quick workout, shower, and then go to work. And then I kind of like I started opening more and more days. So month 2, I added a second day. Month 3, I added a third day. And it was at the end of month 3 where I felt that thing that had happened to me before,
Oh,
where I would I'd be have a moderate level of success. I'd be feeling pretty good about myself, and then I would quit.
yeah.
And I felt myself like right there on the edge of quit. And I said, this time I'm going to double down. I'm going to do one of those 90-day programs.
Yeah.
And so I signed up for V-Shred.
Yes,
This is
dude.
not a promotion for V-Shred, but they're awesome. Like
Okay.
they do a great job.
Yeah, I've never done it.
And so I signed up for V-Shred.
Do you like watch videos and follow the
Yeah, like
app?
they give you your workouts. You
Yeah.
can have them build a nutrition plan for you. And so I had them do both. It's like if you're I've spent money on a coach,
Yeah.
they're really expensive. This is way less
Yeah. Yeah.
expensive. So it's awesome. Um, and so I did V-Shred for the 90 days and I had like increased my success like dramatically.
That's rad.
And then I did a different one of their programs for 90 days. And then I just kept on making progress until like the following BraveCo shooting school, I went from 290 to 225.
Yeah, dude, you were a savage.
I like lost like 65, 70 pounds in a year. And I went from like 33% body fat. And at the time I was probably like 17, 16%
Yeah.
body fat.
Freaking awesome.
And it was like, what the heck? And it was really at that point when I had the success that was one of the hardest parts is because I had to like figure out why I was doing it
Mm.
because it wasn't to look good anymore,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, because like that was the main purpose,
Yeah.
right? I was like, I want my wife to be more
Yeah.
attracted to me. I want to look good. I want to look in the mirror, have some confidence. But then it became like, I want to be there when my daughters walk down the aisle.
Yeah.
Like,
You like extended that goal,
yeah,
that desire. Yeah, that makes sense.
it became less about like this day to day
Mhm.
and like, what does this look like 20 years from now?
Mhm.
Like, and the coolest part was, and this is good and bad, like my mental health had gotten so good because of my working out
Oh, yeah.
that if I didn't go, like if I didn't go a week if I went a week without working out, like I would slide into depression. I would slide like all the stuff that I was like, man, I don't deal with any of that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I'm like if I
What
go
is
a
happening?
week, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, like I feel awful. And I'm like, oh, this is how I lived forever. Like one of the things most people don't know is like cortisol is like the stress hormone in our body.
Yep.
And there's only 3 ways to get rid of it:
Okay.
crying,
Yeah.
sweating, and peeing.
Amazing.
There's only 3 ways to get
Yeah.
cortisol. And so the good news is God has created us to eliminate those things.
Yeah.
So like crying, if we manage our emotions better
Yeah.
and we cry when we're meant to cry,
Yeah.
like we relieve
Yeah. You
that
get
stress hormone.
incredible release. Yeah, it's
So
true.
if we're connected to ourselves,
Yeah.
we do a better job of releasing the cortisol. If we're physically active
Yeah.
and if we're drinking enough water.
Yeah. That's amazing.
So if we just do those 3 things,
Yeah.
our stress levels will
Are
decrease.
like so manageable. Dude, I love that so much. To me, I think a massive piece is how you start often determines how you finish
Yeah.
anything. And did you ever read the book Tiny Habits or Atomic Habits?
Yeah.
They're almost the same book. I liked Tiny Habits better. I read both of the books. But what science shows us is basically, and they show it like on a graph. They basically go like, there's a wave of motivation that comes anytime you want to like make a big change. So New Year's starts to come,
Totally.
December rolls around, and everybody's gearing up to get rid of the miserable part of their life. Whatever that
Whatever
is,
it is.
right? Our sex life sucks. Let's do a 12-week sex challenge from Lauren and Jason Valentin. We actually don't do that, but
You should.
yeah, we should. Or I hate how I look in my clothes. I hate how I feel. I'm going to get fit this year. And we
Yeah.
set these goals. Well, we know that the average person really, they bite off more than they can chew.
Yeah.
So I buy the gym membership, which isn't evil.
Yeah.
But when you look at how many people actually follow through with their New Year's resolutions, or in our case, go to the gym after purchasing, it's very low. And
Yeah.
how many people continue to go after they start is again lower, because I'm trying to get myself to do something physical that isn't attached to a daily habit that I already have. It's not a part of my ritual. It's also not a part of my identity. And the pain of going, the pain of doing something new, of creating and forming a new habit, the pain of actually showing up and being physically sore, the pain of being uncomfortable, not knowing anybody there and facing, I mean, the first time you go into a gym, it's freaking uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because 90% of the people there look better than you.
Yeah.
And then
even the old people.
Dude. Yeah. And you feel awkward and you don't know anybody. And to do that, to ask yourself to do that over and over and over again, on top of, I'm going to cut out some food. I'm going to eat some new food. I mean, when you really think about what you're asking somebody to do to change their life, it's incredibly hard.
Yeah.
On top of the shame that's usually driving that whole process.
Totally.
Right? I hate how I feel. I don't like myself. I hate the way I'm treating myself.
Yeah.
And so that becomes like a recipe for failure.
Shame is the worst motive.
It freaking is, dude.
It's like, I've utilized shame
for
seasons, and I thought shame was my friend. I was like, oh, this is helping me.
Yeah.
But dude, it will tear up your life. Like it just pulls you away from everything that is good.
Yeah. It's real because you have to eventually medicate shame.
Yeah.
Right. But what I love about what you did was starting one day a week.
Yeah.
It's a low enough barrier to entry that I won't refuse it. And what they tell us in what they talk about in Tiny Habits and Atomic Habits is you need a barrier to entry that's low enough that you won't reject it even on your worst days.
Yeah.
Because if you can create a habit, actually, if you can create an identity that becomes a habit,
that's it.
Then this will just become a part of your life. And so one of the cool things that they talked about in that book was he was talking about a workout routine, just as in part of his life, he wanted to start working out. And so what he did was every time he went pee, he would do 2 push-ups or something like that, something ridiculous.
That's great.
Yeah. And so eventually after the first day, he's done like, I don't know, 12 push-ups. And after the second day, he's done whatever, 24 or 30 push-ups. And then he just increases it and increases it. Well, he's week 2 and he's only done like he's only at like 15 push-ups a day
Yeah.
as he pees, for every time he pees. But then what he's done is he's created a habit. I'm a guy who cares about physical fitness. I'm a guy who cares about my life. And if you can really love yourself and admire yourself and affirm yourself with doing something really small and keep it up,
Yeah.
eventually it becomes who you are.
Yeah.
And I think so many of us, including myself, don't see success because to me, success equals doing this big thing and not being okay with, I do 2 push-ups when I pee, after I pee. You'd have to be outside if you want to do 2 push-ups while you pee.
You can manage it.
You could, because runners run and they pee.
No,
And
do they really?
cyclists, dude, if you're in an ultra marathon and you're like,
You just go.
and yeah, I mean, if you're like, think about it, if you're running a marathon and you're like in first place,
You're
you're
not
going to stop
stopping.
and whip it out. You're just going to pee your pants.
Yeah, you're just going to let it
You're
go.
just going to go.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And my friend was a F-16 fighter pilot for 20 years.
Yeah.
You can pee while you're in the, like they actually, I think they have a catheter in you or something like that. Like,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can pee when you're on a mission, but you can't poop. And so if you have to poop really bad, you're just going to sit in it.
No.
Yeah.
That's gross.
I know, dude.
Those guys are legend.
For a lot of, could you imagine? Yeah, dude. Yeah, you're just turn up the G's. I don't know what to do. Yeah, he's got a bunch of stories. But anyways, I love your story because it goes back to like being really, really kind to yourself.
Yeah.
And just being okay with doing the small thing and build your life around that. Create a schedule, create a habit, create an identity around that, and then start to scale it.
Like Romans talks about the kindness of God leads us to repentance.
Yeah.
And repentance means change the way we think.
It's true.
Right. And there's something about introducing kindness into a hard thing that helps you change the way you think about things.
Yeah, it's great.
Like for me, I had been so brutal to myself. Like I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, you fat piece of like that's how I spoke to myself.
Yeah.
And here's something really, really cool that happened recently. I had like a binge weekend. Went out with my wife. We ate.
He binged food.
Yes. What is the
alcohol, drugs, sex?
None of
like there's a lot of binge.
There was a little bit of sex.
You could binge sex with your wife.
And so we're like, I just ate well. We had a couple drinks at night and didn't have a chance to work out. And it was like Monday morning. And I'm like, I'm just not going to eat today. Like this thought comes through my head. And I just stopped because it was like, it was foreign. I'm 3 years in now.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, dude, you don't punish yourself. You just go back on track.
Yeah.
Like we don't punish ourselves for making bad decisions.
It's real.
And so, but like that thought was there because it was part of my history of like, oh yeah, this is what you do. You hate yourself so much that you have to punish yourself for indulging and having a good time.
I feel like that guy, that hard taskmaster driver is always like, he's just like suppressed. And every once in a while he'll come back and be like, dude, you're so far behind. You have to catch up. You're not going to make it. You have to do all of this at once.
Yeah.
And it's so overwhelming. It's back to, it introduces anxiety back into the scenario and you have to medicate all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like you're binging over here and you're trading this pain for this pain, and it doesn't really work.
It doesn't.
No. When I went through my nervous breakdown, I lost the use of my arms for a year. At least I couldn't use them very much. And when I started to I got on medication and I started to come out of that season, it was like probably 2 years since my nervous breakdown had started. And I was just riddled with anxiety and fear that my body was going to go back into that. And what I had to do in order to like rebuild my mind and my body, honestly, my soul, was I had to be kind to myself every single day and just do a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. I remember because I had tendonitis, I had chronic tendonitis in my elbows, just from all the inflammation in my body and all the
Yeah.
crazy stuff I'd gone through. And I remember God just like giving me this invitation to, one, not let what was currently going on in my body control my actions for the day. Because again, I was terrified that I was going to lose the use of my body, but also invite me into working out like really, really, really minutely.
Yeah.
And that was like working out for me literally was getting back into fishing. So I'd fish for like 15 minutes, then 30 minutes,
Wow.
then an hour, then an hour and a half, then an hour and 45. And my arms still hurt, but they didn't hurt more. And I remember when eventually all the pain was gone. And and then a few years later, because when I was 28 years old, I was divorced and I had been working out a ton. I don't know if you remember
Yeah, I
that
remember
season
that.
of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was actually like really fit. I mean, I was in really good shape. Well, 29, my nervous breakdown started and I lost all of it. And so when I got back into working out with Chris, who lives right down the road with me, um, I remember going in there telling him like, he has a personal trainer. I remember telling him like, dude, I haven't worked out in, man, maybe it was 9 years or 10 years at that point.
Wow.
I hadn't actually like lifted weights.
Yeah.
And he was like, bro, just come in and just do what feels good for your body and don't try to do anything more. And it was just like a year of just being okay. Like the win was me showing up for myself and not doing what I used to do. And I think so many guys could benefit in any area of their life that they're trying to grow by going, okay, I'm trying to create a new habit in my life. I'm trying to repent from this old lifestyle. I'm trying to get out of, or I'm trying to move towards whatever. I want to move towards who God's called me to be, or I want to move towards the man I'm supposed to be. And in any area of my life, I'm going to start by first being kind to myself and set a goal and maybe cut it in half.
Yeah.
And do that and be really consistent. Were there other like secrets to success that you found that were really helpful for you?
The kindness one is a huge piece. The slide in slowly, and then I had to keep putting something in front of me.
Okay, yeah. Tell me about it.
So for me, I I was obsessive with the scale, and I had to get out of the obsession with the scale
Yeah.
because there was like a 3-month period where the scale did not move, and I'm working out 5 days a week, and the scale doesn't move, and that's a really
It's such
frustrating.
discouraging. Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
frustrating, and so I went and bought calipers off of Amazon.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, something has to be changing. I'm doing 100% more than I used to do, 1,000% more than I used to do. How can I not be losing weight? And so I went and got calipers and I started measuring my body fat. And I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like I think it was 20% the first time I did it. And then the second time it was like 19. And so like I put these goals. I was like, man, I just want to be in the low teens.
Yep.
In like, and that's all I
Yep.
want, just a low teens. And it helped me so much to like stop staring at the scale,
Yeah, I love that.
because the scale is like, to me, I don't know how other guys feel about it. It's not my friend.
Yeah.
The scale, like I become like, I'll either weigh myself every day or I won't weigh myself for weeks.
Yeah.
It depends on
Totally.
what I'm eating.
Yeah.
If I'm eating
Totally.
well, I
Yeah.
weigh myself every single day.
Yeah.
If I'm eating like crap, I don't weigh myself for weeks, right?
Yeah.
Because you're just like, well, if I don't check the scale, it's not happening.
Totally.
So, you know what I mean? And so that relationship with the scale, like now, I check my weight once a week.
Yeah.
I check it every Monday, because I don't work out Sundays. And
Yeah.
so I want to check what my real weight is.
Oh, that's cool.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
don't check it like after a workout.
Yeah.
I check it like
On the morning.
morning after, no workout.
Yeah.
You know,
That's cool.
It is cool because you get the real number.
Yeah.
It's not deflated. It's not inflated
Yeah.
from whatever. And so that's what I've been doing. And I'll track, especially if I'm trying to lose. Like right now, I'm dealing with like a hip thing, and I hurt my, I dislocated a rib the other day. And so all I did was I went to wrestling practice to like get
No.
back into wrestling, and it was
Are you going to get back into wrestling?
yeah, I'm getting back into it. But
Not
I got
jujitsu, but wrestling?
wrestling, like
Wow.
yeah, because I wrestled from like fourth grade into like
No way.
first year of college, and I thought it'd be fun because
Yeah,
my
that's
buddy and
cool.
I both
Yeah.
wrestled when we were young, and I
Dislocated a rib.
second day of practice.
No way.
Dude, wrestling a high school kid.
Was he working you?
Dude, they're tough, man.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
tough, dude. And they see me and I'm all
Oh,
jacked.
dude, in that
And I
income,
walk
I
in and
know.
they're like, oh, I gotta go extra hard against this guy. I'm like, I'm old,
Yeah,
dude. I'm
dude, it's
old.
true.
I'm 45.
Yeah, it's true.
And so like I'm like managing and like, you
Yeah.
know, overcoming some injuries. So like right now, like it's been like I'm working out 3 to 4 days a week. And I've been doing that for about 5 months.
Yeah.
And partially my life is really busy. Um, my business is requiring a lot of me right now.
Yeah.
And I'm dealing with some injuries. So I'm trying to be kind to myself
Yeah.
and not like overexert myself. And so the kindness goes in both directions.
That's true.
So right now, like I still only check my weight once a week because I don't want to partner with shame.
Yeah.
Because shame will like if I'm overeating or if I'm doing too much or if it'll push me
Yeah.
to do something my body can't do right now
Yeah.
because I'm
I love
dealing
it,
with an
dude.
injury.
Yeah. Being able to really assess where you're at, to rightly assess where you're at, creates healthy expectations.
Yeah,
When you don't assess where you're really at, you create these unhealthy expectations that you can never really meet, and
yeah,
you're back in the shame game, right? And so I love that you set goals, because every man needs to aim.
yeah,
If you're not aiming, you have nothing to measure, right? So you have no place for accountability to look back and to go, okay, what happened from here to here?
yeah,
Is what I'm doing working or is it not working? And they say that feedback is the mother of learning. And our ability to grow is directly related to our ability to take feedback.
yeah,
And if I can take really good feedback and I can hear it and I just use it as input in my life and information, then I can measure my output and what I did and my tactics,
yeah,
and go, okay, is there something I need to change? And so I really love that. I do think that it's super important to have a goal
yeah,
and then to reassess and reevaluate that goal every once in a while. Maybe I need to make it bigger, right? I've already achieved it. So
yeah,
I'm doing 3 push-ups every time I pee. Now it's easy. Okay, cool. What's the next goal, right? Like,
yeah,
where are we going? I'm going to get into the gym. Awesome. So I'm going to work out 1 day a week at a gym. That's great. That's a great goal because it's achievable. Oh, it felt
yeah,
so weird. I didn't like it. It's a new environment, but it's only 1 day. That's what
yeah,
and then pretty soon, okay, I did 1 day and now my goal is to do 3 days a week in the gym, whatever.
yeah,
That goal is so helpful to keep you growing and progressing. I was watching Jordan Peterson a while back and he was talking about how we're designed and built as men. And he was saying that like the primitive man was built to aim and to hit targets. It's what we've done our whole entire
mm,
life. It's why we love football and golf and frisbees. They're all aiming games. We
mm,
love basketball. It's all aiming. It's about hitting a target that's out here
mm,
and being able to accomplish something that's out here. And so I really do love if you don't have a goal, if you're not putting anything out there, you won't continue on the path. If you pick something that's too big for you, that there's no way that you could possibly ever accomplish it, then you'll give up
yeah.
because you never actually reach anything that you set out to do. And so I think that's really important. Um,
There's so much truth to that because like it, if I'm going like right now I'm like hey my hip's getting better I'm actually gonna want to start losing weight
yeah,
in a little bit. I'm like I'm gonna go after put this weight out in front of me. I'm like okay, um and then because I've been that weight before, right?
yeah,
I assume I should eat well for a week
and hit it.
and hit that weight.
That's true.
And your brain doesn't fully understand you're not still there, right?
Yeah.
And so I have to like go back into the discipline of being willing to grind it out day after day after day after day after day. Like in my business, for instance, there's seasons where my business really needs me to grind.
Yeah.
And then there's seasons where I can show up, delegate, encourage, make sure that everything's operating well, but
Yeah.
not really, I'm not grinding hard.
Yeah.
And
Like,
when you come out of that season and you need to go back into a
it's tough.
grind season, it's really
Yeah.
tough, especially if you think I have to do this for 3 months or
Yeah.
6 months. One of the things that's helped me so much is I'm going to do it today.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Today, this is like,
Yep.
and what happens is if we lie to ourselves, like we believe ourselves more than we believe anybody else.
Yeah.
Right. And so if we start lying to ourselves saying, I'm going to do this and we don't do it, we
Yeah.
make these promises, these vows to ourselves, and we don't actually follow through with those vows, we learn to distrust ourselves.
Yeah, it's true.
And so there's something really powerful about going, you know what? Maybe like one of the cool things with like intermittent fasting is like, I'm only going to not eat till 12.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, okay, I'm just gonna fast until noon. And then I can make it till noon. And if you can do something like that, that is a big win, and it's a
Yeah.
short-term win. And it's a promise that you made to yourself that you kept. Right. So if I tell myself I'm working out today and do my workout, and I'm like, my plan is to do 4 days this week. I'm gonna try to do it Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
Yeah.
But like I'm gonna make it work with my schedule as much as I can. And just like keeping the small promises to ourselves. And like if I work out, like my normal workouts used to be like an hour and a half to 2 hours, because I love it.
Yeah.
Right now, if I do 20 minutes on the stair climber and a 25-minute lift, that's a really good day
Yeah.
for me right now because of the season that I'm in.
It's
Because
true.
it's just I'm not in the season where I have capacity to grind like that. And so understanding where I am, understanding what I'm actually trying to accomplish right now, my accomplish is just to maintain.
Yeah.
I don't want to get fat. I don't want to lose my muscle mass. Like I gained 5 pounds of muscle in the last year. Like I did a body
Yeah.
scan. I'm like, that's really good.
It's awesome.
I'm like, I'm going to try to maintain the muscle mass that I have. I'm probably going to put on a little bit of chub because I'm not doing as much cardio or whatever,
Yeah.
but I'm just going to be okay with where I'm at today. Cause I know my cortisol levels are going to be a little bit up because I'm not sweating as much as I normally do. And
Yeah.
just understanding
Yeah.
where I am and what I'm going.
Well, at some point you have to say, what is enough,
Yeah.
right? Because you only get so much benefit out of attaining this goal. And so at some point, this no longer brings you a massive return. You can only get so much return out of X thing.
Yeah.
And so I think that would be the next area to talk about at some point, but is we create these goals, right? And we get successful at these goals. And we go from like, okay, I want to be really in good shape for my health. And then I achieve that. And then I go and I double down on it and go like, well, now I want to be even more in shape. And I double down on that. And it's like I'm spending 3, 4, 5 hours working out when this area over here is dying.
Yeah.
And this area over here I could actually grow my life a whole lot more if I would really focus on that. And I think it's back to if you've really achieved tons of success, which you have, you did a bodybuilding show, which
Yeah.
was super cool.
That was
and
love.
yeah, you had surgery on your body
I did.
to remove all the extra skin, which is super cool.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
tough season.
Yeah. We actually made a basketball out of your extra skin.
Yeah. You could have made two.
I'm just kidding. That's disgusting, by the way. But we are selling it. So the NBA is going to use it.
It's
But
pigskin.
yeah, but at some point you lose out on the benefit and it becomes unrealistic, right? I'm not going to be 60 years old and 10% body fat. I'm not. That's not a goal. I wouldn't get anything out of
Yeah.
that. I might be 12%.
Yeah.
I might be 14%, but I'm not going to be below 10% myself. Simply because I don't get anything extra out
Yeah.
of reaching and attaining that. And I think that when we're starting to create and hit and achieve these goals coming out of addiction, coming out, whether it's getting your marriage back on track, getting, physically back in shape, all these different things, the mistake that we make is we achieve success
and then we double down thinking we're going to get even a bigger return, and we don't realize like now I'm stealing from these other areas.
Yeah.
This becomes the addiction. The addiction is in how I look, what I can control, how powerful I feel. And I think that's a place for guys just to make sure that they're not getting blindsided
Totally.
and setting themselves up for success. Ahab, thank you, bro, for coming in here, man.
It's my pleasure.
I
This is fun.
appreciate you. Yeah. BraveCo, man, I hope that you love Ahab's testimony. I would encourage you to read the book Tiny Habits or Atomic Habits and to really look at the area in your life that you want to grow and to start really, really small. Use the guide that they give you in there and just start on a path of success and start in a way that you know that you're going to be successful and grow in identity, grow in building a habit, and be kind to yourself as you do it. Stay brave this week, man.
Hey, BraveCo men, hopefully you loved this week's episode. Listen, if you have not subscribed to our podcast, you are already behind. Go ahead and click right here to subscribe to our podcast. And if you have not watched last week's episode, you can click right here and watch last week's episode. And listen, if you want to upgrade your wardrobe, you can check out some of our new hats that we have in stock and all our other swag. Go to braveco.org and you can look at our store there. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.